students. Welcome to this third lecture of this capsule course. Now, this particular lecture we are going to cover, as we had mentioned in the first lecture, the social psychology part. Okay, so this would cover the attitude and emotional intelligence, which also includes, social influence, persuasion, moral and political attitudes, how attitudes are changed, and things. Okay. So, before starting, or rather, as this particular topic is mentioned here, let me tell you very briefly as to why are we studying this at, in first place. Okay. So, now why do you think attitude has been a part of this particular syllabus? Because if you see other aspect of this GS4, they are mainly in the nature of what is right, what is wrong, okay, what is ethically correct, what is unethical, why corruption happens, how it can be removed. So it's all about the intention of an administrator or a person. It is about ethicality of the decision or efforts. But this particular topic, it seems to be suddenly popping up, and it is a technical in nature. It's a part of a psychology rather than ethics or typical ethics or morality studies. But why it is important? Because, see, as an administrator, at least in India, you have two basic responsibilities. One is obviously the justice, law and order, and all the, what we can say, the responsibilities, or you can say the status quo responsibilities, जिसको हम हिंदी में बोलते हैं गवर्नमेंट को चलाना. But apart from that, or in addition to this, there is another responsibility that the administrator has, is social progress, social change, social progress. Okay. This means this has aspirational aspect, aspirational value. The administrator's particular efforts has aspirational value. What aspirational value means? The efforts of administrator not just should focus in the direction of values mentioned in the constitution, but also try to take the society towards the goals of the constitution. Okay, so when we talk about justice, equality, we clearly know that in present context, when the administrator is coming into the picture, any particular administration coming into the picture, the situation is not the perfect one. So we need to have some extra efforts towards making the society more ethical, making the society more livable for the, especially for the weaker section, and any aspect of the social justice. But for that, the society must be made ready or conducive for any change, because without change, nothing of this is going to happen. Okay, our travel from the present condition to the society, which Rabindranath Tagore had said that when head is held high, when there is no fear, that kind of society if you want to create, we need to change certain aspects of the society. And when there is a change required, okay, the most, or perhaps the first step that is required for an administrator also, along with the other political leaders and others also, for the administrator also shares the responsibility of changing the attitude of the masses. Okay, take simple example of Swachh Bharat. Okay, now what Swachh Bharat Abhiyan is trying to do is trying to change the attitude of the people towards open defecation, towards closed space defecation. Okay, defecating not in open but in closed spaces, use of water, availability of water. So their having the toilet, you might have seen the movie Toilet Ek Prem Katha. So the whole story is like having the toilet inside the home premises itself is considered something inauspicious. So we need so the efforts of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan are in the direction to change the attitude towards open defecation, and that particular thing is possible through changing the attitude of the people. And this is not just with respect to open defecation. There are so many social issues that we have. Attitude towards women, attitude towards transgenders, okay, mainstream attitude towards tribals, minorities, okay, attitude towards environment, water bodies, so attitude towards science, attitude towards superstitions. So point I'm trying to say here is administrator has a very crucial responsibility of changing the attitude of the masses, and for this purpose, for the changing the attitude, we need to first understand what is attitude. So if you want to have attitude change, okay, you first need to understand what is attitude. Now, point to be noted from the syllabus point of view is that whenever we study attitude in GS4, we are actually making ourselves ready for the understanding process of attitude change. So all our efforts are actually to have process of attitude change. So understanding attitude is the first step towards understanding social change, attitude change. Now, why I'm saying this is the questions that may come and that have been coming in UPSC are these next level questions where they actually talk about changing the attitude, because they will not stop only define attitude and what are the components of attitude. ऐसा वाला question अभी तक नहीं पूछा गया है. Even if they ask what are the components of attitude, they will certainly shift to some change in attitude, because the whole Ramayana of understanding what attitude is, what its component is, actually targeted towards understanding what is attitude change. So what the most important thing that we need to understand from our syllabus point is what is attitude change, and that's how the whole syllabus. In fact, social influence, persuasion, both are nothing but tools of attitude change only. Sorry, the tools of attitude change only. So ultimately what we are talking about is attitude change, and I hope you also understood as to why this particular topic is so important for an administrator. Okay, so let's come to the point. And why I'm saying this, with this backdrop in your mind, you should understand the terms here. You should come with me or travel with me, keeping that thing in mind, that all that we are doing is so that as an administrator, you can actually have efficient ways of changing the attitude of the people. Okay, and if you see this particular topic, it may seem to you that it's more technical than any other topic, but yes, it is technical. And for that, yes, one more thing I would like to say upfront is 12th standard NCERT of psychology. 12th standard NCERT of psychology, especially chapter 6 and 7, especially chapter 6th and 7th is what whole syllabus you can have an authentic source for the topics that are mentioned in social psychology, except emotional intelligence, but the material is very much available for emotional intelligence. What is needed is the understanding, the perspective building. Once you understand what emotional intelligence is, we will cover. It will be very easy for you to just read from any book that is available in the market and you'll understand that. Okay, and the most important thing, as I always say for ethics, is reading and understanding is a way, not even 30-40%. The most important contribution to your marks is your writing practice, tackling newer and newer questions, because this is very open-ended thing. It's like an essay. जितना आप essay लिखेंगे उतना नए इस topics को tackle करने की आप में कॉन्फिडेंस एंड क्षमता आ जाएंगी, वोकेबलरी एंड कॉन्सेप्ट्स आ जाएंगे. एनीवे, सो this was for your reference that 12th standard NCERT of psychology chapter 6 and 7th is what I am also referring to, and perhaps the most authentic one. And to understand, not to mug up, they are not going to ask you the technical terms that are mentioned there. You need to understand the process so that you can actually write your, when you write your answer, you actually apply it in that way. ठीक? So the points that we are going to cover today in this lecture is attitude. What is attitudinal? What is the connection between attitude and behavior? Obviously, once we know the connection only, we can change the behavior, because as an administrator, what we generally try to do is change the behavior. Moral and political attitudes, okay, specific topic that they have mentioned, social influence and persuasion, and emotional intelligence. So these 5 topics we are going to cover in today's lecture. Okay, so now attitude. Now, what is attitude? A state of mind, a set of views or thoughts regarding some topic which have an evaluative feature. What have an evaluative feature? Not the topic. The set of views or thoughts, state of mind has an evaluative feature. Evaluative feature matlab either it is positive, negative or neutral, but mostly positive and negative. Okay, so what is attitude is, whenever you are asked to define attitude is, okay, set of views, beliefs, and the most important thing is which has evaluative value. इसका मतलब क्या है? इवेल्युएटिव वैल्यू का मतलब क्या है? इवेल्युएटिव वैल्यू का मतलब है या तो ये पॉजिटिव होता है या तो ये निगेटिव होता है, या तो न्यूट्रल मतलब दोनों का बैलेंस पॉजिटिव एंड निगेटिव होता है, बट बेसिकली पॉजिटिव एंड निगेटिव होता है. कोई भी एटीट्यूड, जैसे व्हेन वी से कलर, ओके, तो या तो वो ग्रीन होता है, या तो रेड होता है, या तो ब्लैक होता है, या तो व्हाइट होता है, ब्ला ब्ला ब्ला. सो ग्रीन मीन्स, कलर मीन्स यही कैरेक्टरिस्टिक होती है. कलर बोल के आप इनमें से कोई तो एक चीज करना ही पड़ता है. दिस माइट बी 1000 डिफरेंट कॉम्बिनेशंस, बट उसका एक कैरेक्टरिस्टिक है दिखना कलर का. वैसे ही एटीट्यूड मस्ट हैव इवैल्यूएटिव वैल्यू. एटीट्यूड इज ऑलवेज ईदर पॉजिटिव और negative, always, and accordingly the person's behavior will change. So evaluative feature is the most important part of attitude, and obviously it's a set of views, beliefs the person holds to be true, or holds that those particular actually set of understanding, emotional reaction or response. These are components of attitude. The attitude is what? Your view towards something which is either positive or negative, always. Okay, so this is what attitude is. Now, components of attitude. Components of attitude means, if for example, see, if a person, let's take, see, here is a person, and for example there is a non-vegetarian food kept in front of him, imagine के लिए, or okay, non-veg food, and this is a person. Now the person has some attitude towards this, mostly positive or negative. So attitude is what he has in here. For this is a attitude object. This is called attitude object, and this is called attitude subject. That is the one who is having attitude subject. the one who holds the attitude, and other is the object for which the attitude is held. This can be person also. The person has positive or negative attitude. Okay, like for example, if the person is and this is imagined. Okay, this attitude also can be a person of imagined. He might not have met the person. Like for example, your attitude towards Mahatma Gandhi is positive. Okay, with reverence, with respect and all. In the same way, your attitude towards, for example, Osama bin Laden is negative because of the information that how it forms, we will see, like how attitude is formed. But the point is, you have either positive or negative attitude towards thing or a person or a situation. Okay, so the kind of understanding that you have is you are, and when we say negative attitude, what does it mean? Negative attitude means the sense of repulsion, exclusivity, like non-accommodation is negative. Like if you have some negative attitudes or something, you will evaluate that particular thing from all the noble and desirable thoughts or noble and desirable yardsticks. You will evaluate that thing as a negative thing. Okay, and when you have a positive, you will attach all the positive aspects that you think is positive to that particular thing. Okay, so that's how attitude is for. Actually, attitude is a result of our binary thinking. Anyway, coming back to the point. So attitude, yes, and for that person, this, when we say this attitude, now this is the attitude. So this has three components. One is affective, behavioral and cognitive. Affective means emotional aspect. Emotional aspect means you have a sense of positive emotions towards the thing. Then that means your emotional aspect, emotional component gives positive signals. Cognitive is about understanding. It's about intellect. And behavior is about action. Okay, so these three are the components of the attitude. See, if attitude, like for example, if the person has positive attitude, your cognitive aspect, emotional aspect and action, everything becomes positive because the attitude towards that particular thing is positive. So this is what they are talking about here. Affective component is emotional one, components of attitude. Cognitive is about thought, and tendency to act is what behavioral component of the attitude. Okay. See, like for example, let's take some examples here so that you can understand. See, for example, now your attitude towards your friends is generally, or your parents, generally formed or predominantly formed because of the positive emotional experience that you have. And when you have positive emotional experience with respect to that, you tend to have, and then what happens is these three, see why the triangle is shown is these three actually impact each other. Okay, so like for example, simple, if you have a positive emotional connection with some person, then your and if it is strong enough, your cognitive and behavioral aspect of the attitude also becomes positive. You're actually, because you cannot have inconsistency in these three, like, and whenever you have inconsistency, it's a very unpleasant kind of feeling. For example, what happens generally is, generally these things happens in heartbreaks or in relationships and all. Any relationship, not just love, romantic relationship, the person has very positive emotional aspect with the person, but because of some situations happen, the brain, the cognitive aspect will not support it. In that case, the person has a confused attitude towards the person or a situation. Okay, and accordingly, obviously, sometimes it happens that, like for example, as a matter of behavior or habit, somebody does something, but he or she knows that the person has negative attitude towards that thing, but behavioral attitude is, different or conflicting, then again the inconsistency is created. So for to have a stable attitude towards something, all the three should have either positive or negative aspects. And that's why whenever attitude change is required, we try to enter from all the three, openings. Okay, like for example, somebody has negative attitude towards something. Okay, what we do is we'll try to change his emotional component or affective component of attitude towards that thing through emotional appeals and things, which we will hope that will impact his behavior and cognitive component, and the whole attitude is changed. So this is the process. Ultimately, whatever we are doing is for changing the attitude of a person. Okay. So this is affective component. We talked about a relation with mother, father, or any emotional relation. Cognitive attitude is mostly based on logic, because if you think this is what has happened, so you have a positive attitude towards, for example, any like British, for example, they ruled over India, they exploited India. So the British rulers of that time, East India Company and all, we have a negative attitude towards them because we got information which is contrary to what we think is right. So we have a negative attitude towards them. Or General Dyer, for example, we have a very, very hateful negative attitude towards that personality. So anything positive is like, for example, what happens sometimes, you see some movie and you come to know that General Dyer, who was actually considered to be a mass killer and things, but some positive aspect of his personality is depicted through some other book or something. It is very difficult for us to digest it because our emotional, cognitive, behavioral aspect of that times, okay, do not allow that to happen. But that's how the attitude change process is. So attitude can be changed in that way. Okay. And behavioral aspect is same. You have a positive attitude towards something, so behavior also becomes positive towards it. It is tendency to act, means it's not just not just positive evaluation, but you tend to do some things for that particular thing. It's a very positive attitude, and if that you want to do something about it, then it becomes a very positive behavioral aspect. This is a component of an attitude, the whole attitude thing. Okay. Now, attitude formation. See, what happens is we are talking about change of attitude, but attitude change is possible when there is already formed attitude. Some attitude is already formed. Okay. So the change is only after some attitude is already there. So attitude formation also has some process. Now, attitude by association. What happens is, now attitude formation is a process that happens over the period of time. Something happens and you see something, some social influence happens. Social influence is also a process where attitude is formed, but generally attitude is formation. And see, basically people also ask the question between what is the difference between attitude change and attitude formation. Okay. When we say that it is a formation, when do we say that it is a change? Okay. Formation is when you have no attitude to either positive or negative. Basically, when you have no attitude, it's a blank thing because you don't know about anything about it. But in change, it is already either positive or negative, which gets changed to negative or positive. So for change, there has to be some attitude prior to the process of change, and for formation there is no attitude, and you form an attitude on the basis of attitudes. Like for example, you have an attitude like positive attitude towards some celebrity. Take Shah Rukh Khan. Now, but you have no attitude towards, for example, some product, some soft drink. Okay, here you take example of Salman Khan, that is better here. SLK, Salman Khan, but you have no attitude towards thumbs up. But because you have positive attitude towards Salman Khan, your attitude towards thumbs up becomes positive. This is actually called association, attitude by association. So, but here you initially you did not know about thumbs up. It's not that it was negative before and then when you came to know that Salman Khan you drinks it, your attitude become positive. Then it's a process of change. But before you have any attitude, because you did not know anything, but because Salman Khan does it, you are doing it. So this is by association. This is attitude formation, not attitude change. Using celebrity for attitude change is a different thing. Okay, and using celebrity or celebrity getting used in the form of, while forming the attitude, it's a different thing. Okay, we'll come to the point in subsequent slides. Okay, so this is, you associate some positive value of one attitude, like you have a positive attitude towards one thing, you associate that positive attitude towards something else, and the attitude towards that something else becomes positive. That, like for example, we talked about thumbs up and Salman Khan. Okay, attitude by being rewarded and punished. This is simple carrot and stick. Okay, you already know it. This is how, in fact, all our attitudes, especially in childhood, are formed from this. Okay, your attitude towards something which actually gets you reward is positive. Your attitude towards something which actually gives you punishment is negative. And that's how you, like, now you might say, no, my attitude towards study was negative even if I was actually getting reward when I am doing positive about it, and if I am not doing it, I will be punished. But here, this punishment and reward is external feature. Why your attitude towards study or homework in childhood was negative? Because while doing it, it was painful, and that is the reason it was punishable. It felt like a punishment. So that's why your attitude towards the study became negative. What we are trying to do is reversing the already present link between punishment and the attitude from the external force, so that, because here they want to change your attitude. See, attitude, this is a classic example. When you are studying, like take example of a child who studies. Okay, so there is a child. Okay, ये स्कूल बैग है. So there is a child जिसका attitude towards किताबें, okay, is negative. Why negative? Because his experience with that particular thing is punishing, boring, okay, then it is hectic, painstaking. So his attitude towards study is negative, whereas his attitude towards chocolate, for example, is positive, because the person gets a feeling of positive thing with chocolate. Now this is attitude formation. Okay, but now we know for long term, for the child, study is more important than chocolate. So what we do is, we associate, or I would say what we try to do is, associate book with chocolate. So what happens is, the positive attitude of chocolate is expected to be generated through book. So this is process of attitude change that is actually done externally. Okay, this is deliberate attempt to change the attitude towards book. So what happens is, what we tell is, if you finish this book in 2 days, I will give you a chocolate. So what happens is, the child associates the positiveness of chocolate to book, and his attitude for time being temporarily becomes positive to it. So through this example, I hope you understood how attitude is formed and how attitude can be changed. Okay, so coming back to the point. So this is how reward and punish thing happen. Attitudes through modeling. Now this gets formed continuously by observing and imitating others. Now this example, you have many examples. Again, celebrity example can be given here, but you have people that you see to be, followable, and then people you observe, okay, if you do this, this is good, if you do that, this is bad, so you try to follow it, and your attitude towards that thing keeps changing. Okay, this particular thing generally, like for example, uh, your attitude towards uh, English, for example, or your attitude towards Hindi now, or any local vernacular language for that matter. So your attitude towards English becomes that of a, very something very important that you should be doing, because you see बाहर की दुनिया में English has always been giving rewards. English has been and everybody is following it. हर कोई English पढ़ने की होड़ में लगा हुआ है, तो obviously you feel that doing that will help me. So आपका attitude towards learning more and more English becomes positive. Attitude towards a group or a cultural norm through होता क्या है, जिस ग्रुप का आप पार्ट हो, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल आप जिस फैमिली में रहते हो वहां पे नॉन वेजिटेरियन फूड अलाउड ही नहीं है, तो आपका एटीट्यूड टुवर्ड्स नॉन वेजिटेरियन फूड बिकम्स नेगेटिव. वो तब तक रहता है जब तक यू गेट एक्सपोज टू द आउटसाइड वर्ल्ड, यू कम टू कॉलेज, यू लर्न, यू हैव फ्रेंड्स हु एक्चुअली ईट नॉन वेजिटेरियन फूड, देन यू अंडरस्टैंड, एंड दिस इज द प्रोसेस ऑफ एटीट्यूड चेंज. ओके, और देयर आर सम कल्चरल नॉर्म्स. बीइंग फ्रॉम इंडिया, यू हैव सम कल्चरल नॉर्म्स. अगर कोई भी चीज है जिसको, जैसे सिंपल एक चीज है, किताब पढ़ा है, उसको अगर पैर लग गया, तो हमारा एटीट्यूड टुवर्ड्स दैट पर्टिकुलर थिंग इज वेरी नेगेटिव. सो वी इमीडिएटली ट्राई टू डू समथिंग दैट शुड नॉट हैपन, बिकॉज ऐसे बोलते हैं कि पैर अगर लग गया तो इट्स लाइक इंसल्टिंग दी knowledge, insulting the vidya, insulting the source of knowledge, that is book. So these are cultural norms also form the attitude. This is a formation of attitude, by the way. I am also again saying it, this is a formation of attitude. जहाँ पे कुछ attitude पहले नहीं है, you are almost ignorant of the situation, ignorant of the particular object, and your attitude gets formed. This is the process of attitude formation. Attitude through exposure and information. ये तो प्रॉपर यही है ना, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल यू रीड अबाउट अमेरिका, यू हैव नेवर बीन टू अमेरिका, यूएसए, बट आपका एटीट्यूड टुवर्ड्स अमेरिका इज वेरी पॉजिटिव बिकॉज यू रीड दैट वो बहुत फ्री कंट्री है, मॉडर्न है, साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी बहुत डेवलप्ड है, पावरफुल है, फ्रीडम बहुत ज्यादा है, एंड ऑल दैट. सो यू गेट सी देयर आर सो मेनी एग्जांपल्स. योर एटीट्यूड टुवर्ड्स रावण, फॉर एग्जांपल, फ्रॉम वेयर हैव यू मेट रावण or have you met Ram? No, but your attitude towards Ram and Ravan is positive and negative respectively. Why? Because of the information that was provided to you, and it also has cultural aspect to it. Okay, attitude through exposure. आप जब like for example कहीं ना your attitude towards people from other region, like if you are South Indian, your attitudes towards people from North India may not be positive because you have never met them. Or if you are North Indian, your attitude towards South Indians may not be positive. But when you go, stay there, expose yourself to the people, then your attitude actually changes and mostly it becomes positive or tolerant हो जाता है. That's the process here. ठीक? Now this is what we are looking for. Now attitude change. Now attitude change, there are processes which actually happen. Actually psychological processes happen which actually bring in attitude change. Now there are some concepts like concept of balance, concept of cognitive dissonance, and two-step concept, that is identification with role model. Now this we talked about. Okay, now this I'll try to explain it this first. Now what happens is, now you did not have any attitude towards soft drinks, so what happened is you saw Salman Khan doing it, and your attitude towards thumbs up changed. But what happened is, actually until that time Amir Khan has not done any advertisement for Coca-Cola, but when Amir Khan did the advertisement for Coca-Cola, you like Amir Khan much more than Salman Khan. So what happened, because Amir Khan is doing it, now your attitude towards thumbs up is, and they also had this war between each other, so they depicted, Amir Khan depicted that Coca-Cola is much better than thumbs up also. So what happened is, now this is the process of attitude change, because you already have an attitude towards thumbs up. Now what happens is, your attitude towards, or you have an attitude towards Coca-Cola, because once you start drinking thumbs up, your attitude towards Pepsi and Coca-Cola is not very good, very positive. So but what happened is, when Amir Khan started doing it or Hrithik Roshan started doing it, perhaps your attitude, because now your role model is different here, and because your role model is different, your attitude towards that thing changed. So this is two-step concept. Means what happens is, first your attitude towards that thing, that Amir Khan is positive, and your attitude towards the Coca-Cola was not positive or negative. But first what you do is you identify yourself with Salman Khan and then Amir Khan, and then you see that Amir Khan identifying himself with Coca-Cola. So you identify yourself with Coca-Cola, and your attitude gets changed from negative to positive. This is called two-step concept. Two-step concept इसलिए बोल रहे because यहाँ पे दो बार identification होता है. First you identify yourself with Amir Khan, and Amir Khan identifies himself with Coca-Cola. Then you identify yourself with Coca-Cola. When we say identify, you means you becoming more accommodative to that particular thing. That is positive attitude. So this is two concept. Now let's understand the concept of balance and concept of cognitive dissonance. Now concept of balance. Now concept of balance is very simple. There is some A thing or a person, there is B and there is C. Now the B, now here for example A's attitude towards B is positive, but towards C it is negative. But B's attitude towards C is positive, and if C is a person, C's attitude towards also positive. Now here there is a imbalance here, imbalance in the mind of A. सिंपल होता है ना कि जैसे B आपका दोस्त है but C आपका दुश्मन है, या you don't like C, but B और C अच्छे दोस्त हैं. So what happens is, either you change your attitude towards C or you change your attitude towards B. Either this both become negative or both become positive. So this is called concept of balance. Simple है. दूसरा example लेते हैं. Like there is person A. Okay. Person A has a negative attitude towards dowry. Okay, Dahej, dowry. Negative attitude towards dowry. And there is person B who has positive attitude towards dowry. अच्छी चीज है. Okay. Now what happens is, B का जो son है और A की daughter है, दोनों का शादी होने वाला है या करने वाले. A का daughter और B का son. Now ये चारों, ये पूरे families liked each other. There is no issue between, because they have very positive relation with each other. Like A and B like each other. Daughter and son also like each other. That's another story, assume. So here the whole thing is very positive. Okay. So when this is positive and this is positive, either this has to become negative, or this has become, either this has to become positive or this has to become negative. If not, either or this will become negative. तो मुद्दा ये है कि या तो A जो है जिसका लड़की का शादी है, he must be okay with dowry, he must have positive attitude towards dowry, फिर वो सब everything becomes positive. Okay. या तो फिर B should have negative attitude towards it, then it becomes negative. Or either this should remain as it is, A should have negative attitude towards B, या तो फिर यार शादी नहीं हो सकती, because there is a concept of balance. So attitude change happen. Now here what happens is, this is an individual scenario, but either this will happen or that will happen, depends on social discourse, logic. That's why obviously the legal provisions and the overall narrative, what is right, morality. अगर गांधी जी ने बोला है तो वो सही होगा. Then you take the inspiration to change attitude from an authority. हम आगे आएगा how the attitude change happens through obedience. Okay. So this is called concept of balance. Okay. So this is concept of balance. And now what is concept of cognitive dissonance? Now concept of balance and concept of cognitive dissonance is not very different. Okay, cognitive dissonance. Now cognitive dissonance में क्या है? See, there are two cognitions. Cognition 1 and cognition 2. Now when I say cognition, what does it mean? आपका understanding, okay, or it's a well proven fact to you. You cannot deny it. Like for example, 2 plus 2 is equal to 4 is a cognition. You cannot deny it. Even if it goes against some of your interests, you cannot deny 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, or you cannot deny that vehicular pollution is dangerous. Vehicular pollution is dangerous. This is one, you cannot deny it, everybody knows it. Now another cognition is, I need to buy two-wheeler or bike. Now these are two cognitions. Now there is a conflict here. Vehicle pollution is dangerous and I need to buy a bike. दोनों अपने अपने लेवल पे कॉग्निशंस है, प्रूवन है, जस्टिफाइड है, कन्विंस्ड है, बट दोनों एक दूसरे से कॉन्फ्लिक्टिंग है. तो जब भी somebody tries to or goes for buying this, there happens a cognitive dissonance in him because he knows that he is going against another cognition. And whenever cognitive dissonance happen, the efforts of the mind are always towards getting rid of the dissonance or bringing in consonance. Okay, so what will happen here in this case, because this is a universal kind of fact, either for some time you try to disagree to this cognition, but you cannot, because this is objective one. So what happens is your decision perhaps gets delayed. Okay, or you would go for some bike which will produce lesser possible carbon monoxide and things, pollutants. So that's how your cognitive dissonance is resolved. The classic example for many of the students perhaps is some habits that you have. Like for example, take a case of smoking. Now, smoking kills. Okay, and another cognition that I smoke. Now, there obviously is a cognitive dissonance, because if I smoke, that means I am killing myself, which is not acceptable, it is not comfortable. So there is a cognitive dissonance happen. And whenever cognitive dissonance happen, either you try to kind of disagree with this, you try to disapprove this, or if you are not able to disapprove because it's objective truth, okay, it's a proven with scientific facts, and you have actually seen it happening with people who have been smoking for many years. So your attitude towards smoking becomes negative. So because of the cognitive dissonance, and you try to bring in the consonance and get rid of the dissonance, and then what happens is your attitude towards smoking changes. So this is how cognitive dissonance works as a process of attitude change. And this is based on cognitive consistency, or rather there is an eternal demand for balance and consistency. So whenever there is a cognitive inconsistency in the form of imbalance or dissonance, the mind tries to reduce that and bring in cognitive consistency, which leads to change in attitude. Okay. Now see, any attitude, okay, now this is for change. Okay, this is for change we are talking about, but any attitude has 4 characteristics. One is it has valence. Valence means it either has inherently attached to it positive value or negative value. Either it is positive or negative. Okay? You forget these things for now. Don't read this. Just try to understand. Okay, extremeness. Either it is less extreme or more extreme. Extreme means कि कितने हद तक वो एटीट्यूड निगेटिव है, कितने हद तक वो एटीट्यूड पॉजिटिव है. Like some people have a negative attitude towards other religion, some have very very negative attitude towards other religion, and some has extremely negative attitude towards other religion. So they are ready to kill. Like Hitler had a very very extremely negative attitude towards Jews, but इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि every German had a negative extreme उतना ही the same extent negative attitude towards the Jews. No, there were some Germans who had positive attitude towards Jews. Then attitude also has a complexity. So you have a simple attitude, okay, straightforward attitude, or you have a complex attitude. So attitude is a state of views and mind, state of mind, or the set of views. So what happens is, because of your experience of life, experiences in life, you have a complex attitude towards like something. Like for example, one person. So you see the person has been doing this, which you think, which generates a positive attitude towards person in you. Then after some time the person keeps doing some other thing, जिससे कारण आपके मन में नेगेटिव उत्पन्न होता है. So this all complexities, ultimately you have either positive or negative. कॉस्ट बेनिफिट एनालिसिस करके प्लस माइनस नलीफाई करके अल्टीमेटली कुछ रह जाता है. वो पॉजिटिव है तो यू रिमेन पॉजिटिव विद द पर्सन विद ऑल द कॉम्प्लेक्सिटीज बिहाइंड इट. So every attitude has either it is simple or complex. And the fourth important point is attitude has significance. Okay, either significant means how much significant the attitude is for you, how much is it core or peripheral. Like for example, my attitude towards people from another region, like my attitude towards tribals. Now it's very peripheral issue for me, because it is not going to, even if my attitude towards tribals changes from positive to negative, मेरे लाइफ में ज़्यादा फर्क पड़ने वाला है नहीं, because I don't live with them. Okay, or my attitude towards American citizens, because ये पेरिफेरल एटीट्यूड है, कोर नहीं है. लेकिन my attitude towards for example नॉन वेजिटेरियन फूड, वो डेली लेवल पे मुझे सिग्निफिकेंटली, और my attitude towards something which will impact me economically or which will impact me emotionally. Okay, my attitude towards someone someone I'm in relationship with, so उससे मेरा बहुत फर्क पड़ेगा, because it's very core issue for me, it's not a peripheral one. So core and peripheral. So attitude has these four characteristic. वो तो पॉजिटिव या नेगेटिव होता है, लेस और ज्यादा एक्सट्रीम भी हो सकता है, सिंपल और कॉम्प्लेक्स भी हो सकता है, एंड कोर और पेरिफेरल भी हो सकता है. ठीक है. नाउ लेट्स कम टू द पॉइंट इज, when it comes to changing the attitude, okay, these characteristics play very important role. Why? Because these attitudes, positive, those who are less extreme, those who are simple and are core attitudes, they are easy to change. Sorry, this is not correct. We'll do one thing. The core will come in difficult aspect and peripheral will go in. This might be the mistake of someone who actually prepared the PPT. No issues, but the point here is peripheral is easy to change, core is difficult to change. Okay, so peripheral falls in easy, core falls in difficult. Don't worry, when you will get the PPT, I'll make sure that it is changed and then the PPT is given to you. Okay, so peripheral and core. So this, whenever you are actually expecting some change in attitude, certainly you need to know whether it is a positive attitude or less extreme, simple and peripheral, you know that it is easy to change. But when it is negative, more extreme, complex, and when it is very core, it is very difficult to change. So that's the reason, see, the attitude of many majority religion people in North India, especially, we call it cow belt, is not very simple, it's very complex, it's very core also for them, sometimes very extreme, and towards, obviously towards minorities, Muslims for that matter, and negative. So that's the reason this is very difficult to change, and you could actually see it happening. It's very difficult to change, you know, the attitude, many, not all, but most भी नहीं बोल सकते, some of the you know, some of the extreme elements, both the sides of the religion, extreme elements have attitude towards, like Hindus, some Hindus having attitude towards Muslims, Muslims having attitude towards Hindus. So because it falls under this category, it's very difficult to change the attitude. Okay, and this, on the other hand, your attitude towards other things are very, like for example, attitude towards mobile. Now some of the older generation people, grandfathers, they initially had a very negative attitude towards mobile, but you realize within 2 to 3 years they themselves have started using it, because now their attitude is changing because of so many things. Now their attitude towards mobile is like, okay, kaam ki cheez hai, so they will use it. So that's how attitude change happen. Okay, and why do you think, what can be the reasons the attitude change happen in grand, like generation of the people from old generation, their attitude towards technology, especially mobile, happened? Why? The reason is they see it happening in society, they see it happening useful, reward punishment concept, they see people that they revere, okay, they consider ideal, they themselves have started using it. Okay, and society में overall compliance जो है, because उनको लगता है चलो यूज करने में दिक्कत ही क्या है, there is nothing to lose, even if I'm using it, there is nothing to lose. So that's how attitude gets changed. So one thing we talked about, cognitive change, cognitive aspect of changing the attitude, that is balance, imbalance, dissonance, and two step identification वाला concept. ठीक? So let's come to the another point. Now, okay, attitude and behavior both have a very close relationship, because you know that, because your attitude with respect to something will decide your behavior with respect to that thing. So attitude, that's why attitude and behavior are intimately linked with each other. Ultimately, what we generally expect is behavior only. So whenever, see, first we need to understand when the behavior follows the attitude, because sometimes you have an attitude of something, but it may or may not get followed. Okay, it may or may not get followed, positive ho ya negative ho. But in which all cases the behavior gets followed, by followed the attitude. How? If the attitude is very strong, अगर बहुत strong तरीके से positive है, तो certainly behavior will follow. Now your attitude towards, for example, your attitude towards your family, it's very, very positive. If something small happens, you're immediately come into action. Then when you are aware that you have an attitude towards it, because awareness of the attitude also makes you do things, because then when awareness happens, your ownership on the attitude improves. You feel like it's my attitude, so I need to follow it. The sense of ownership increases. Okay. Third is external force. See, is weak, means when you are trying to behave, there is nothing to resist you much. When there is nothing to resist you much, your attitude follows the behavior follows the attitude. Okay. Now, sometimes when you know that attitudes might create problem, but when you know that nobody is watching, then your attitude follows behavior. यहाँ पे simple examples वही है जो हम smoking की बात कर रहे थे, या for example, see you now your attitude towards smoking is positive, okay, but because of the social context, you you fear your behavior. See, outside forces may or may not act as changing the attitude. The behavior can be restrained, but that do not mean the attitude is changed. Attitude is changed when the person's views inside him towards that particular thing changes. ओके जो कॉग्निटिव डिसोनेंस में होता है स्मोकिंग के कंटेक्स्ट में, वो एटीट्यूड चेंज है, बिकॉज द पर्सन सीज हिमसेल्फ और हरसेल्फ दैट ये मेरे लिए ये देयर इज नो कंसिस्टेंसी, सो ईदर ही हैज टू शी हैज टू ही और शी हैज टू change the attitude towards cigarettes or smoking, or he has to keep in that cognitive dissonance because they cannot wish away the fact which is universally accepted. But here what we are talking about is the restraints on the behavior. Somebody is restrained from behaving something. एक चीज आपको याद रखने वाली है, यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा हम डायग्रेस करेंगे, बट इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर पेपर, एथिक्स पेपर. सी, बिहेवियर इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. Okay, ultimately if there is a person who has an attitude here, okay, or we'll do one thing, the person has attitude here. Now attitude is its inner volition, inner inclination. ठीक है, अगर attitude पॉजिटिव है तो पॉजिटिव बिहेवियर होगा, ओके. एटीट्यूड निगेटिव है तो निगेटिव बिहेवियर होगा, एंड ये खुद की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी से, खुद की वोल्यूशन से करेगा. बट समटाइम्स व्हाट हैपेंस इज एक्सटर्नल फोर्सेस, they may go in sync with these two or against it. Like we talked about the dowry example. Now somebody has a positive attitude towards dowry, यार ये तो देना चाहिए, उसमें क्या प्रॉब्लम है, but law do not allow it. So what happens is, now when law do not happen is, this is, I'm not saying the law is not capable of changing the attitude. Yes, it acts as one of the blows to the previous attitude of being positive towards dowry. उस पे एक ना एक वो धक्का दे ही देता है, but that does not guarantee. The law, fear of punishment may guarantee the restriction of behavior, but it will not guarantee the change in attitude. And when it comes to ethics, we are basically concerned about changing the person's mind, attitude, in such a way that the person once changed very responsibly and with his own energy does the thing that we expect. So law is there to restrict the behavior which is problematic to others. But when we are talking about attitude change, we are not talking about restricting the behavior. We are talking about giving the right direction of the behavior, which is very long term, obviously sustainable, but उसके बाद even if there is no law, the person will not, the person will not do the things that you don't expect from him or her. So law के कारण कोई person अपना behavior restrict कर रहा है तो इसका मतलब attitude change नहीं हुआ है. Attitude change may happen, continuous restrictions may change the attitude. Like for example, continuously वो सिग्नल पे है, जैसे रेड सिग्नल है तो रुकना है, रेड सिग्नल है तो रुकना है, वो कंटिन्यूसली फॉलो करते करते व्हाट हैपेंस इज, नाउ हिज एटीट्यूड टुवर्ड्स दिस ट्रैफिक सिग्नल सिस्टम बिकम्स पॉजिटिव, बिकॉज वो देखता भी उसके कुछ पॉजिटिव्स भी हैं. सो आफ्टर दैट व्हाट हैपेंस इज हिज एटीट्यूड टुवर्ड्स, इफ समबडी ब्रेक्स इट ही फील्स बैड, व्हाई समबडी इज ब्रेकिंग इट, बिकॉज नाउ हिज एटीट्यूड टुवर्ड्स द ट्रैफिक सिग्नल इज वेरी पॉजिटिव. बट दैट मे नॉट मीन दैट it immediately happened, because there is attitude change do not happen overnight. It takes time. So that's why, and we Actually, if there is some already formed attitude, when you want to change it, we have three openings. One opening is cognitive opening, another is emotive opening, and another is behavioral opening. Behavioral opening actually includes restrictions on behavior for some time, but then with the intention that attitude towards that particular thing is changed. Now see, the classic case is dowry only. Now when it started, everybody had ऐसे कैसे कर सकते हैं, हमारा cultural ये है, that's how marriage system works, blah blah blah. But now if somebody takes दहेज का नाम लेते हैं, लगता है कि नहीं नहीं हम तो नहीं लेते हैं, at least in front of people the person says that हम तो नहीं लेते हैं, means he himself has a negative attitude towards dahej or dowry. But because of some self-interest and materialistic cravings, he may go for it. But again, the cognitive dissonance will happen, blah blah blah, so many things will happen. The point here I'm trying to say is, law will restrict the behavior and it may help in attitude change. But what we are looking for here is, ultimate aim is attitude change. Then perhaps you will not need the law. Okay, there will be a law, but you may not need it because the attitude itself is changed. Okay, and like for example, see the particular law which says that, like Vishaka guidelines. Now Vishaka guidelines talks about preventing sexual harassment at workplace. But this is what restriction of the law. But the person's attitude towards women, a man's attitude towards women, if changed, we perhaps the person may not even know that there is something called Vishaka guideline. In fact, there have been so many people without knowing that there is Vishaka guideline, without knowing that, but the person knows that no, every person has his or her own ability. So mental ability, physical ability do not depend on gender. It is irrespective of it. It's person's hard work, person's capacity, inherent capacity, वो irrespective of gender है, irrespective of religion, race, everything है. तो जो अगर meritorious है तो है. वो attitude without any external influence भी आ सकता है, आता भी है. But law plays a very important role in changing the attitude in long term. Okay, so behavior change does not guarantee attitude change. And here what we are looking for is attitude change. Okay, and yes, positive outcome that I was talking about. Agar grandfathers, yeah, older generation grandmothers, or even for some time in village areas, previous generation only, their attitude towards technology, mobile is very negative. Mobile use karte hain, time waste ho jata hai, blah blah blah. But when they themselves see the positive outcomes of it, they themselves become positive towards it. So positive outcome aa jata hai to attitude towards it change ho jata hai, and behavior also change हो जाता है. See, the positive outcome आता है तो obviously attitude change हो जाता है, behavior भी change हो जाता है. Attitude and behavior have a very close link. It is very, see, if somebody's behavior, okay, somebody's behavior and attitude are not in sync, then obviously वहाँ पे एक kind of dissonance आ जाता है, जो हमने cognitive dissonance की बात की, एक dissonance आ जाता है, ठीक है. And then obviously dissonance बहुत दिन तक नहीं रहता. The time would come because you can compartmentalize कि नहीं ये अपनी जगह है, ये अपनी जगह है, but वो भी एक समय तक नहीं रहता. After some time the dissonance keeps creating problems in your mind, and then one day you will actually take either this decision or that decision. Okay, now in moral and political attitudes, actually this is a very abrupt syllabus point. If you see that way, it's not very, it's not part of any technical, like even if you read NCERT, you will not see this topic there. Okay, but still they have given it. So moral and political attitude, what is actually they are focusing on, the only source for us to understand what they actually mean from this is the questions that they have asked. So here what their indication is, what UPSC is expecting is, especially the youngsters, their attitude towards politics and attitude towards ethics and morality, it seems that they are not very encouraging. आज की डेट में अगर यंगस्टर्स बोलेंगे कि यार अच्छा करना है एंड करप्शन फ्री सोसाइटी, लाइक ये कुछ होने वाला है नहीं, लाइक इट्स इम्प्रैक्टिकेबल एंड एवरीबडी इज सेल्फिश, व्हाई वुड आई लीव माई सेल्फ बिहाइंड वन थिंग. And towards politics is all dirty, politics जाना है तो पैसे कमाना है. So these attitudes are very very problematic in actually, and these are becoming a very big hurdle in actually making our society a better place to live, or having any social justice, any gender equality, any change for that matter. So in that context they have brought in this syllabus. So they generally don't ask questions, technical questions here. What they would ask is some examples. जैसे आप जैसे हमने डिस्कस किया था, one of your friends has a negative attitude towards politics, as in politics तो एकदम गंदगी है, वहां जाके खुद को गंदा क्यों करना है, blah blah. But this is a negative attitude towards politics. But UPSC wants to have some change in that attitude, because without that change it's very difficult to have any change in politics itself. तो वो उस कंटेक्स्ट में सिलेबस का पॉइंट उन्होंने वहां रखा है. सो मॉरल एंड पॉलिटिकल एटीट्यूड्स. सो एटीट्यूड मींस पॉजिटिव, नेगेटिव, एक्सट्रीम, लेस एक्सट्रीम, मोर एक्सट्रीम, कॉम्प्लेक्स, सिंपल, कोर, पेरिफेरल. ये 4 चीजें होती हैं. तो वो उस चीजों के प्रति होता है. प्रीडिस्पोजिशन टुवर्ड्स मोरालिटी. मोरालिटी यार ये सब फालतू है, ये सब बकवास है, ये सब सिर्फ डिस्कोर्स है, ये सब सिर्फ बुकिश है, ऐसा होता नहीं है. दिस इज अ नेगेटिव एटीट्यूड टुवर्ड्स मोरालिटी. प्रीडिस्पोजिशन टुवर्ड पॉलिटिक्स. यस, मतलब पॉलिटिक्स में हमने जो बात किया. सो उस कंटेक्स्ट में ना आपको एक्चुअली ज्यादा से ज्यादा क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करना बेटर है यहाँ पे, बिकॉज मॉरल एंड पॉलिटिकल एटीट्यूड्स करके ऐसे कोई टेक्निकल अनअवेलेबल है भी तो इट इज एक्चुअली इट्स नॉट यूजफुल. यूपीएससी ने अभी तक जो क्वेश्चंस पूछे हैं उसी को पकड़ के हम आगे कर सकते हैं. वही एक वहां पे तरीका है. और उसके लिए आपको जैसे यूथ एंड मोरालिटी का, यूथ एंड पॉलिटिक्स, उनका जो रिलेशनशिप है उसी को मद्देनजर रखते हुए यू हैव टू क्रिएट, यू हैव टू राइट maximum possible answers. We would obviously provide some questions here and the answers also. Okay, the next point of syllabus is social influence. Now what is social influence? Social influence is one of the ways to through which attitude is formed or attitude is changed. Okay, so social influence refers to the process whereby our attitudes and behaviors are influenced by real or imagined presence of other people. So social influence, but this actually helps not just in attitude change, also in attitude formation. So it can be actual, imagined or implied presence of others. Okay, so and just generally it's a social, so it changes because of the people. Others mean people. It's a social influence, so other people's influence on you. So and there are methods how it happens. One is conformity. सिंपल है, जिस ग्रुप का आप पार्ट होते हो, आपको पसंद आए नहीं आए, इफ यू आर पार्ट ऑफ दैट ग्रुप, कन्फर्म नहीं, कन्फर्म, तो उस ग्रुप के जो भी एक ओवरऑल एक्सपेक्टेशंस होते हैं उसको आप कन्फर्म करते ही हो. अगर नहीं करते हो तो आप उस ग्रुप से बाहर फेंके जाओगे. सो जिस ग्रुप के आप पार्ट होते हो वहां के कन्फर्म आप करते ही करते हो. लाइक फॉर एग्जाम्पल आप साउथ में जाके रह रहे हो, चेन्नई में रह रहे हो, तो वहां का ग्रुप में रह रहे हो, तो ऑब्वियसली आपका इन्फ्लुएंस होके आपको इडली और डोसा भी अच्छा लगने लगेगा. यू मे नॉट लाइक इट बिफोर. ओके, तो योर एटीट्यूड टुवर्ड्स द फूड देयर चेंजेस एंड बिकम्स पॉजिटिव. दैट इज बिकॉज ऑफ द सोशल इन्फ्लुएंस. और पहले कोई एटीट्यूड ही नहीं था, पहले आपने इडली डोसा देखा ही नहीं था, यू वेंट देयर एंड यू लाइक्ड इट. सो इट इज प्रोसेस ऑफ एटीट्यूड फॉर्मेशन. बट सोशल इन्फ्लुएंस मतलब बाकी लोग कर रहे हैं तो एनीवे यू विल आल्सो डू इट बिकॉज यू आर पार्ट ऑफ द ग्रुप एंड सडनली यू डोंट वांट टू बी अ ऑड पर्सन आउट. ओके, not odd man out, or person out is the word you should be using henceforth. Then compliance. Now compliance is, see, conformity is generally because of the fear of the being odd person out. Okay, so because there is a fear that when you don't want to be odd person out, so you conform to the group. And then there are other aspects, because every attitude, you may actually like idli or dosa when you are staying in Chennai, but somehow it starts with because everybody is doing it, I should also do, otherwise they will throw me out. Compliance is something different. Compliance is when it's not because of the group, it's because of your own complying to it, majorly because you see some benefit in it and there is no loss in it. Like for example, there is some campaign going on. Okay, the campaign rally for rivers campaign is going on, save your Ganga campaign going on. So आपको पता है कि there is nothing wrong, मतलब I am not going to lose anything except some time and energy which I am available with. So you will go and participate there, you will have positive attitude towards it. It's because of social influence. So this is like classic social influence ना, उसमें आपको कोई negative change नहीं होना है. Attitude उसमें कोई चीज, मतलब there is nothing negative happening. Even like केस ऑफ मोबाइल देखो, जैसे मोबाइल, वी टॉकिंग अबाउट मोबाइल फोन्स एंड वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द प्रीवियस जनरेशन पीपल. So they are initially they were negative. They had negative attitude towards it because of many other reasons that they have. But when they saw that there is more benefit and less problem, so why don't we use it? And there was no social compulsion there. See, they could actually have their own justification. It's not that it's a social compulsion. It might be a social compulsion for the next generation because now everybody uses it. If you are in office without mobile, how would you survive? So that's, if somebody do not want to use mobile but still uses in office premises because of the conformity. But previous generation sitting at home, okay, senior citizens, they using it is not for conformity, it's for compliance, because they know that there is more positive than, there is more to it in following it, complying it, rather than not complying it. So they will, their attitude changes. So because it's available, so they do it. And obedience is when it comes from an authority. If authority says, now that authority can be legal, charismatic, emotional, any authority. Emotional authority मतलब नहीं यार, पेरेंट्स ने बोला है तो आई कैन नॉट डिनाई इट. और करिज्मेटिक अथॉरिटी तो आपको पता ही है कि सचिन तेंदुलकर ने बोल दिया तो मैंने कर दिया, सेलिब्रिटी स्टेटस जिसको मिल जाता है, या मोदी जी ने बोल दिया तो मैंने कर दिया. और लीगल मतलब ऑब्वियसली इट्स लीगल, तो एनीवे यू हैव टू डू इट. और जैसे टीचर ने बता दिया तो हमें करना पड़ता है, बिकॉज टीचर इज एन अथॉरिटी. एंड नॉट जस्ट अथॉरिटी बिकॉज ही मे पनिश इट, बिकॉज यू नो दैट ही नोज मोर देन यू. तो अगर बोल रहे हैं कि प्रैक्टिस द क्वेश्चन, ज्यादा से ज्यादा आंसर राइटिंग करिए एथिक्स का, तो आप करेंगे, बिकॉज नॉट बिकॉज यू नो आपने नहीं किया तो मैं आपको कोई पनिशमेंट देना वाला. आपको पता है कि यार यहाँ पे मतलब यू नो कोर्स ज्वाइन किया है, अज्यूमिंग कि जो बताने वाला है वो उससे गुजर के थोड़ा सा बेटर अंडरस्टैंडिंग पा गया है, तो ही और शी इज टेलिंग समथिंग, मींस उसमें कुछ वैल्यू हो सकती है, तो वो अथॉरिटी बोल रही है तो आपने कर दिया. सो दैट्स हाउ योर social influence happen. Okay, so these are the process of social influence. Social influence is the process which happens, which is generally done, which happens involuntarily or unconsciously also, or indirectly also, as a matter of flow. But sometimes it is deliberate efforts from the, like especially the obedience thing. So obedience as a matter of, as an instrument of social influence is generally used as an instrument of attitude change also. So social influence is instrument to attitude change also, if it is used through obedience, or sometimes a scene is created in such a way that conformity or compliance also becomes a tool for attitude change through, obviously social influence उसका एक better overarching term है. Now persuasion. Now persuasion क्या है? Persuasion is a direct attempt to change the direct attempt towards the target to change his or her attitude. जैसे स्वच्छ भारत अभियान is the instrument, it's an example of persuasion. आपको pursue किया जाता है, persuade किया जाता है, persuade किया जाता है, so that after some time your actual attitude towards that changes. Now attempt to change the attitude, ये deliberate attempt है, okay, deliberate attempt to change the attitude है. What are the crucial factors is, किसका एटीट्यूड कौन करना चाह रहा है एंड क्या चेंज चाहते हैं. सो देयर आर ऑलवेज थ्री थिंग्स हियर. द वन हु वांट्स टू चेंज द एटीट्यूड, जिसका चेंज करना है, द टारगेट, और ऑब्जेक्ट. इसको हम बोलते हैं एटीट्यूड ऑब्जेक्ट. दिस इज सब्जेक्ट एंड दिस इज टॉपिक. किस चीज में चेंज करना चाहता है? जैसे दिस इज गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया, दिस इज पब्लिक, एंड दिस इज ओपन डेफिकेशन. दिस ऑल थिंग इज कॉल्ड स्वच्छ भारत. सॉरी, ओके, स्वच्छ भारत अभियान. ओके, सो दिस इज हाउ एटीट्यूड. नाउ एंड किस पे डिपेंड करता है? इसकी क्रेडिबिलिटी एंड इसकी लाइकेबिलिटी. एक्चुअली हम बोलेंगे नहीं, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया की क्रेडिबिलिटी क्या है, बहुत होती है. आप देखना स्पेशली रूरल एरियाज में, if something is coming as a matter of government thing, they have immense trust for that. any scheme, anything. अगर government से आ रहा है तो they have immense trust for that. And likability depends, it's not applicable here much, okay, but जैसे हमने बोला था कि परसुएट, जैसे अभी हमने थम्स अप का बात किया था, थम्स अप कोको कोला, उसमें सलमान खान वगैरह कौन है? वो वही है जो हु इज अटेम्प्टिंग टू चेंज द एटीट्यूड, एंड उसकी लाइकेबिलिटी होनी चाहिए, एंड उसकी लाइकेबिलिटी है, इसलिए तो वो इम्पैक्ट करता है. लाइकेबिलिटी कैन बी ऑफ डिफरेंट काइंड्स, बिकॉज समबडी इज you identify yourself with the person, likability बढ़ जाती है. तो celebrity especially generally is the classic case here. So that's how persuasion happen. Now persuasion, स्वच्छ भारत अभियान अगर आप दिमाग में रख के समझने की कोशिश करेंगे, you will understand how. और जैसे होता है ना कि क्लीन दिल्ली ग्रीन दिल्ली, ये कैंपेन होता है. सो कैंपेनिंग, एक्चुअली कैंपेन इज नथिंग बट परसुएशन. एवरी कैंपेन इज अ परसुएशन. बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ कैंपेन, तो उसमें फिर बहुत सारे सेलिब्रिटीज को आना, उसका बोलना, बिकॉज एवरी सेलिब्रिटी हैज अ फैन फॉलोइंग. फैन फॉलोइंग मतलब वही लाइकेबिलिटी एंड क्रेडिबिलिटी. सो लाइकेबिलिटी क्रेडिबिलिटी उनकी, विराट कोहली की लाइकेबिलिटी और क्रेडिबिलिटी यूज करके, अक्षय कुमार की यूज करके, सचिन तेंदुलकर की यूज करके, रजनीकांत की यूज करके बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ एटीट्यूड चेंज के लिए परसुएट किया जाता है. ये एकदम क्लासिक एग्जांपल. द पॉइंट इज, ये टेक्निकल चीज याद रखने, यू नीड टू हैव एग्जांपल्स. ओके, सो वो मार्केटिंग में भी चलता है एटीट्यूड चेंज, बिकॉज एटीट्यूड चेंज इज द इंस्ट्रूमेंट. वो उस किसके लिए यूज होता है? गवर्नमेंट यूज करता है. हम यहाँ पे जनरली व्हाट वी आर फोकसिंग मोर ऑन इज एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन यूजिंग इट फॉर सोशल चेंज, बिकॉज हमारे एथिक्स के इसमें वो मार्केटिंग वगैरह वाला तो ज्यादा आएगा नहीं कि कोलगेट ने यूज कर दिया या कोको कोला ने यूज कर दिया. उसमें एग्जाम्पल भी लिखना अवॉइड करना चाहिए. गिव एग्जाम्पल्स वेयर देयर इज सम पॉजिटिव चेंज हैपनिंग, ओके, सोशल डेवलपमेंट हैपनिंग. पॉजिटिव चेंज के लिए परसुएशन कैसे यूज होता है? डाउरी के खिलाफ हो, डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस के खिलाफ हो, जैसे सत्यमेव जयते वाला कार्यक्रम था, वो बेसिकली सोशल इश्यूज को उजागर करके उसके खिलाफ बात करने के लिए था. So that was also a tool of persuasion, because Amir Khan is sitting there, so somebody, you like there might be some activist who have been working in this area, but you may not know him or her. But when you see the person with Amir Khan, which you like very much, then that likability gets attached to the person also. Okay, so that's how things, the attitude towards that particular issue changes. Anyway, so that's how persuasion is used as a matter of okay. Now let's come to emotional intelligence. Now emotional intelligence is a very favorite topic of UPSC. Almost every year they have asked this question. Now let's see from where this issue of emotional intelligence come. See, what happened initially is IQ was considered very crucial for any what we can say development, okay, any progress, okay, or rather it's any positive change. You need to understand this emotional intelligence term has come from corporate world. Okay, corporate means the organizations work for the profit, that is called corporate world. Now, and they function on the organized manner like a government only, but their main focus is profit, their own profit. So वहां से आया है, because वहां पे क्या था, what the way MBA become very important than technical knowledge. See, there are people who know the technicality, the researchers, the scientists, the programmers, everyone, but everybody has to report to someone called manager. So manager become very important, and when manager become important, manager's main job is nothing technical about it, though the technical job is actually a bread and butter of the organization. Managing people, interpersonal skills became very important. And when interpersonal skills become very important, the manager was supposed to, like manager the situation, the post of manager becomes such a crucial that if something wrong goes here, everything here goes wrong because the manager lacks interpersonal skills. Now, the most crucial aspect to have good interpersonal skills is to have emotional intelligence. Now, emotional intelligence means the manager may have intelligence, but whether he is also able to manage emotions, because here one person can do 10 things technical, okay, but a manager, if he can manage 5 things, it is as good as he is doing 50 things himself. So his job is very crucial, but that is possible only if he is able to manage the humans. These fellows are managing some machine, some technical thing, but this manager is managing the humans. And while managing humans, humans not just have intelligence, they have emotions too, humans. So when intelligence can be managed, like for example, there is something technical error, he can come and guide and things like that. But what about the emotional aspect of the personalities of these 4 or 5 people? Sorry. So intelligence is good, it is required, it's crucial, but somehow you need to understand and deal with emotions in a better way. So they came with a new term, is like, because they were anyway very well impressed by the term intelligence. Okay, they like, for them everything happens because of intelligence. Intelligence of Newton, Einstein, all the researchers, all the technical people, they put their brains and they come out with something wonderful. So they have been really enamored by the concept of intelligence. But then they know, and in that time emotions are considered to be, it's not a very sophisticated thing, it's not elitist enough. Emotion, if somebody is emotional means somebody is not, it's like idiot, less intelligent. But what they understood is, they had a very positive attitude towards intelligence, but they knew that now emotional also is very important. So they came with the term that along with the intelligence, you need to have emotional intelligence. Okay, now when we say emotional intelligence means what? Your ability to, okay, be aware, recognize, understand, control, change, blah blah blah. ये सब की उस पर्टिकुलर चीज के प्रति अगर एबिलिटी हो तो उसका इंटेलिजेंस है, ऐसे माना जाता है. And when you have intelligence, if you have the ability in doing the emotional aspects of the persons, you will be considered to have emotional intelligence. And emotional intelligence, if you have, you'll be able to manage people who work under you. Basically that's how it started. And not just people under you, also people above you, because they are also human beings, so they also have emotions. So if you see from the critical point of view, emotional intelligence is actually manipulation of emotions, but it is assumed that it is used for betterment of all, because manager also, see, everybody is working towards maximum profit to the organization. So it is very clear that everybody's goal is same. So when everybody's goal is same, even an emotional manipulation also done, it will be in the benefit of the organization. Okay, so in the government they tried, because government system also become very complex. Okay, so only procedures, people realize that only procedures and rules and regulations won't work, because human beings have many aspects in the personality. So they came with this application of emotional intelligence in the government functioning also, and that's why it became part of our syllabus also. So emotional intelligence is what? You need to recognize, understand, being aware, control, and control, communicate, and do something about it, your own emotions. And when you understand your own emotions, also you will have the ability to understand others' emotions, okay, which ultimately you need to manage. As an administrator also you need to do it. So that's how emotional intelligence. The classic example is like, for example, you know that if somebody is angry, or I am angry. So when you know that I am angry, when you are aware that now I am angry, what happens is automatically you will stop yourself, because you know anger may, if you react something, it will create a long-term problem. So when anger may create long-term problem, you will try to avoid the anger, or at least try to avoid at that point of time, because you know anger is an emotion, after some time it will go down. and once that go down only I will respond. So that's how you will respond to an anger. So, and why I took the case of anger, because anger is the classic issue which was actually creating problems here, and for which in the efforts of managing that anger issue only emotional intelligence concept came. Okay, so emotional intelligence and anger have a very close relationship with each other. So now I hope I could explain all the aspects of emotional intelligence, at least basic. So point is, it is ability to observe and perceive emotions of one's own emotion, recognizing your own and others' feelings. Emotion means feelings. Heart is equal to like engine, head is like steering. So head is intelligence, heart is engine. So emotions gives you a motive to work, but then you should know in what direction the vehicle should go. Engine don't know direction, engine just know power. That's how emotion works, but head should know. So head, engine and steering both should be working for a vehicle to reach a destination. So engine and steering means heart and head, means emotions and intelligence, and that's how emotional intelligence. Imagine riding an elephant and horse. Obviously, see, elephant don't know where to go, it just know go wherever the energy permits, go. But elephant is like that emotion. इंटेलिजेंस इज इक्वल टू रैशनैलिटी. सही लॉन्ग टर्म में सही और गलत क्या है, जितना भी आप लॉन्ग टर्म सोच सकते हो, ये करने से ये होगा, ये करने से ये हो सकता है, सो आई विल नॉट डू इट. सो rationality plays a very important role in making person emotional, intelligent. And there are positive emotions. These are just examples for you to for your assistance in writing actual answers. So attraction, hope, gratitude, joy, enthusiasm, love. आपको पीपीटी मिल ही जाएगा. एंगर, सॉरो, एंजाइटी, रेज, बोर्डम, जेलसी, these are negative emotions. So you need to reduce this and you need to improve this, or you need to manage the both. Any extreme is a problematic thing. Even lot of attraction, you need to know that attraction should not be your, as an administrator, or lot of hope is also not good, lot of gratitude is also not good, lot of joy is also not good, because in too much happiness also you tend to do something wrong in long term. So that's why emotions need to be managed. So this is both to be actually managed. Point is managed rather than I was talking about increasing and decreasing. That is for personal experience. Okay. But point is actually, it's not about increasing and decreasing, it's about both managing. So this both thing, you need to keep it at a balance. Your decisions should not have any impact from this. That is possible through emotional intelligence. Okay. So this is all the technical aspect of it. Let's try to solve some UPSC questions so that you understand how to tackle these questions, and perhaps it will also help you to clear your doubts. Same, what is emotional intelligence and how can it be developed in a people? How does it help an individual in taking ethical decisions? Straight away 3 questions हैं. इंट्रोडक्शन में कुछ नहीं, बस यही इंट्रोडक्शन है, ये वाला है, इसी का आंसर इंट्रोडक्शन है. ठीक है. बेसिक थीम क्या है पहले समझ लीजिए. टेक्निकल क्वेश्चन है, इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस को डिफाइन करना है एक इसमें एग्जांपल देखिए. ओके, लोगों में कैसे डेवलप किया जा सकता है, और तीसरा उसको एथिकल डिसीजन लेने के लिए कैसे फायदा करता है. 3 क्वेश्चन है, 1 2 3 स्ट्रेट अवे है. ओके, तो इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस तो हमने बात किया ही है, हेड, हार्ट, अंडरस्टैंडिंग, रिकॉग्नाइज और डिफाइन करना है. Okay, emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand and control one's own emotions and the emotions of others, and use this knowledge, information, intelligence for the welfare of all. That is emotional intelligence. Now, how to develop knowledge, awareness, meditation. Now, this prayer and meditation is also a very important aspect when it comes to making your more clear about things, and in turn making you more ethical. Now, ethical decision is yes, others first. So when ethical decision making means what? हमने yesterday के lecture में देखा ना, something is ethical means golden rule. Other is more important than me. A human, bunch of emotions, action backed by emotion. Okay, and intelligence, rationality and objectivity, right versus wrong. Now इसमें पहले इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस को डिफाइन किया जो आपके पास है ही, लोगों में डेवलप कैसे करना है, तो वो नॉलेज, अवेयरनेस, मेडिटेशन। मेडिटेशन इज अ प्रैक्टिस। नाउ ये सब हेडिंग के अंडर दो दो लाइन लिख के भी कर सकते हैं कि नॉलेज लिखा, फिर दो तीन लाइन लिखे कि नॉलेज मीन्स प्रोवाइडिंग दिस इन्फॉर्मेशन दैट देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस, ऐसे ऐसे होता है, स्टोरीज वेयर इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस एक्चुअली पेड ऑफ। अवेयरनेस इज bringing that knowledge to the maximum number of people, campaigns, some bringing in textbooks, childhood textbooks, like children textbook. Meditation is again oneself practicing meditation, and there are some awareness about the meditation. Meditation helps making people more emotionally intelligent. And how does individual take ethical decision क्यों लेता है, क्योंकि अगर if a person knows that which emotion to be tackled in what way, he will not be swayed away by anger or jealousy or things. Even if he knows that it's anger or jealousy, he or she will be able to keep it aside for some time and still take the decision on the basis of rationality. And rationality is an ethical value, so it becomes ethical. Question 2. Anger is a harmful emotion. Okay. Anger is a harmful emotion, negative emotion. It is injurious to both personal life and work life. Discuss. ये statement है. Okay. Now discuss what it leads to, how it leads to negative emotions and undesirable behaviors. How can it be managed and controlled? ये 2016 में आया था. तो यहाँ पे आपको नेगेटिव इमोशन, एंगर एज एन नेगेटिव इमोशन का एक डेफिनेशन लिखना है. इसी जो लिखा है उसी को एक फॉर्म ऑफ इंट्रोडक्शन में लिखना है. और यू कैन स्टार्ट विद व्हाट गांधी हैड सेड कि एंगर इज द एनिमी ऑफ करेक्ट अंडरस्टैंडिंग. ये गांधी जी का कोट आया भी था 2017-18 में कहीं आया था. सो एंगर इज अ enemy of correct understanding. That's what Gandhi said. So this is introduction. You can use it. As Gandhi said, anger is a negative emotion. Anger always helps in blocking your understanding and rationality, because anger forces you to get flown away by the emotions and the reactive tendencies in the body. वो सब उसके साथ हो जाता है. It is injurious to both personal and work life. ठीक है. But discuss how it leads to negative emotions. Anger negative emotion की तरफ कैसे ले जाता है? नेगेटिव इमोशन मतलब एक्सक्लूसिविस्टिक, रिपल्सिव इमोशन फॉर समथिंग, एंड अनडिजायरेबल बिहेवियर. बिकॉज इमोशंस नेगेटिव है तो बिहेवियर अनडिजायर होगा. बिकॉज हमने देखा था एटीट्यूड में इमोशन जैसे होता है वैसे बिहेवियर इंपैक्ट करता है, कॉग्निशन भी इंपैक्ट करता है, एक दूसरे पे इंपैक्ट करते हैं. बट व्हेन इट कम्स टू इमोशन, इमोशंस आर वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग, एटलीस्ट फॉर टाइम बीइंग दे आर वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग. इमोशन का क्या होता है, दे मे नॉट रिमेन फॉर लॉन्ग, बट दे व्हेनेवर टिल द टाइम इट इज देयर, इमोशंस आर वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग एंड इंटेंस. सो इसका इंपैक्ट ज्यादा होता है. How can it be managed and controlled? So फिर उसके फिर mind calming techniques, physical activism ने activity actually, but actually generally आपको गुस्सा आता है तो when you go for jog and something of that sort, generally गुस्सा कम हो जाता है. मेडिटेशन एंड योगा. सी होता क्या है ना, जैसे हमने ये ABC देखा था ना, इमोशन, अफेक्टिव इमोशन मतलब अफेक्टिव, कॉग्निटिव एंड बिहेवियर. बट इमोशन का क्या होता है, एक स्पेसिफिक अमाउंट ऑफ टाइम के बीच में ना इमोशन इज द मोस्ट प्रिडोमिनेंट. सो उस समय वो सब पे हावी हो जाता है. ओके. एंड योर बिहेवियर ऑल्सो, योर एटीट्यूड एंड बिहेवियर, एवरीथिंग बिकम्स नेगेटिव टुवर्ड्स समथिंग. बट द प्रॉब्लम विद इमोशन इज इट रिमेन्स प्रिडोमिनेंट फॉर सम टाइम ओनली. सो इफ यू मैनेज दैट टाइम इंटेलिजेंटली, व्हाट हैपेंस इज यू कम बैक एंड देन यू गो विद योर कॉग्निशन. सो इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस क्या होता है कि इसका निगेटिव में इस पे ज्यादा इंपैक्ट ना होते हुए इसका ही ज्यादा इंपैक्ट हो. कॉग्निटिव अंडरस्टैंडिंग, सही क्या है गलत क्या है का इंपैक्ट ज्यादा हो. तो ये डायग्राम भी यहाँ पे निकाल के किया जा सकता है. बाकी आप यू विल अंडरस्टैंड वंस यू गो थ्रू आल्सो पीपीटी, आपको समझ में आ जाएगा. सेम थिंग दैट the thing that I was talking about, anger and intolerance are the enemies of correct understanding. Same thing, anger is a negative emotion, intolerance मतलब क्या है, negative attitude. ओके. नो नेगेटिव एटीट्यूड हमने देखा था, नेगेटिव इमोशन एंड नेगेटिव बिहेवियर, एवरीथिंग बिकम्स नेगेटिव एटीट्यूड. ओके. तो हमें करना क्या है, ये नेगेटिव एटीट्यूड जो है उसको अवॉइड करना है, बिकॉज नेगेटिव एटीट्यूड इज नॉट गुड फॉर societal harmony. Now correct understanding is, and what is correct understanding? Rationality and objectivity. Rationality मतलब logic, logical consistency, objectivity is fact based. ओके, सो प्रिजुडाइसिस को यहाँ पे महत्व नहीं है. सेंसिटिविटी, एम्पैथी एंड कंपैशन इज आल्सो करेक्ट अंडरस्टैंडिंग. ओके, एंड करेक्ट अंडरस्टैंडिंग क्रूशियल फॉर एथिकल बिहेवियर, बिकॉज एथिकल बिहेवियर इज नॉट पॉसिबल विदाउट रैशनैलिटी, ऑब्जेक्टिविटी, कंपैशन. रैशनैलिटी, ऑब्जेक्टिविटी एंड कंपैशन, इन तीनों के बिना एथिकल डिसीजन पॉसिबल ही नहीं है. तो एथिकल डिसीजन मतलब दैट्स व्हाई दे आर करेक्ट अंडरस्टैंडिंग, एनिमीज ऑफ करेक्ट अंडरस्टैंडिंग. एंड करेक्ट अंडरस्टैंडिंग मीन्स rationality, objectivity, and rationality, objectivity gets heavily impaired by negative emotion, because if negative emotion is there, इसकी बात ही नहीं सुनी जाएगी. cognition की behavior सीधा emotion से orders लेगा for time being. The only good thing about this, it remains only for some time. Anger, this might be 1 hour or 1 year also, depends on this complexity of the issue. ठीक है, same thing. Then question 4, what factors affect the formation of person's attitude towards social problems? In our society, contrasting attitudes are prevalent about many social problems. What contrasting attitudes do you notice about the caste system in our society? How do you explain the existence of this contrasting attitude? This is a very, very good question. पहले देखिए, what factors affect the formation of person's attitude towards social problems? तो attitude formation का जो हमने बोला था, social influence, media, इंफॉर्मेशन, इमोशंस, ये सब अवेलेबिलिटी जो होती है, कन्वीनियंस, ग्रुपिंग, कॉन्फॉर्मिटी ऑफ द ग्रुप, ये सब से एक एटीट्यूड बन जाता है. स्पेशली देयर फोकस ऑन कास्ट. अगर आप खुद अपर कास्ट से हैं, जो एकदम व्हाट वी कैन से एकदम रूढ़िवादी जो होता है, सनातनी थॉट प्रोसेस के, रिचुअलिस्टिक थॉट प्रोसेस के, वहाँ पे अपर कास्टिज्म माना जाता है कहीं ना कहीं, डायरेक्टली और इनडायरेक्टली, दो इट इज अगेंस्ट कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. सो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का अपना इम्पैक्ट आपके ऊपर है, बिकॉज यू गो थ्रू योर स्कूलिंग, बट फैमिली ने दिया हुआ कुछ अलग चीज है, तो वहाँ पे हमारा आपका जो है कॉग्निटिव डिसोनेंस वगैरह आ जाता है. बाद में यू हैव सम, दैट्स व्हाई you would find that people who are coming from the upper caste, they have somewhere settled their argument, settled this dissonance in कि बाकी सब में नहीं चलेगा, मैरिजेस में कास्ट देखी जाएगी. सो दे हैव, दिस इज द प्रैक्टिकल सिचुएशन, प्रीवेलेंस. आई एम नॉट सेइंग एवरीबडी इज डूइंग इट, बट प्रीवेलेंट सिचुएशन दैट हैज पीपल हैव सेटल्ड देयर कॉग्निटिव डिसोनेंसेस. हाँ, कास्ट तो खराब है, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन तो मानती भी नहीं है, अनटचेबिलिटी भी हम नहीं करेंगे, ब्ला ब्ला ब्ला, बट व्हेन इट कम्स टू मैरिंग समवन, वो अपने कास्ट का ही करेंगे. दैट्स व्हाई ओनली 5% मैरिजेस आर इंटरकास्ट इन इंडिया. ओके, what contrasting attitudes do you notice about the caste system in our society? Contrasting attitude हमने वही बोला अभी कि एक जगह पे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन वो मानते हैं, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन नहीं है वो है, दूसरी जगह when it comes to marrying they see somebody from the caste only, or many other places you first tend to sense of fraternity भी जो है ना हमारी, आप देखना एक fraternity करके होता है. So sense of brother and sisterhood वो आपका अपने कास्ट वाले से पहले आ जाता है. इफ somebody is from not that caste, वो थोड़ा दूर हो जाता है. As an Indian we don't come closer, we come closer as a matter of caste. Now metropolis cities में वगैरह वो थोड़ा चेंज हो रहा है, but if you go to the rural areas which is the maximum chunk of Indian mass, वहाँ पे अभी भी कास्ट के हिसाब से ही ग्रुपिंग होती है, तो सेंस ऑफ फ्रेटर्निटी भी चेंज है. बट इफ यू आस्क about the caste, they say there is no caste discrimination happening here, but they themselves, there is a contrasting attitudes. Okay, contrasting attitudes do you notice about the caste system in our society? How do you explain the existence of contrasting attitudes? Yes, so ye, because there are so many aspects, actually it's a big question. Okay, there are interests, okay, economic and social interests linked with caste. So that's the reason people find it very difficult to leave the caste and reject it. But at the same time they know that Constitution of India Article 17, Constitution of India Article 14, so they clearly say that everybody is equal, there is no caste, blah blah blah. So there is a contrasting attitudes happening when they go on stage, they speak something, so again there are contrasting attitudes. So you write फैमिली एंड स्कूल एनवायरनमेंट से क्या क्या मिलता है, रेफरेंस ग्रुप से क्या क्या मिलता है, पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंसेस से क्या क्या होता है, मीडिया रिलेटेड इन्फ्लुएंस क्या होता है, एंड गवर्नमेंट एफर्ट्स से भी क्या क्या होता है, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन वगैरह इज अ पार्ट ऑफ दैट। एंड देन कास्ट सिस्टम के बारे कास्ट सिस्टम के बारे में थोड़ा लिखना बहुत जरूरी है कि सिस्टमेटिक सोशल स्ट्रैटिफिकेशन इज व्हाट कास्ट इज। सो देन उसका रिलीजन का इम्पैक्ट फ्रॉम फैमिली एंड रिलेटिव्स थ्रू सोशल इवेंट्स पीयर ग्रुप्स, ये कास्ट सिस्टम जो है वो प्रोपेगेट होता है वैसे, ठीक है। सो क्वेश्चन का डिमांड बस एक बार समझ लीजिए। क्वेश्चन 3 है, एटीट्यूड फॉर्मेशन सोशल इश्यूज के बारे में फैक्टर्स क्या क्या हैं, कॉन्ट्रास्टिंग एटीट्यूड जो होते हैं कास्ट सिस्टम के बारे में क्या क्या है, और वो कॉन्ट्रास्टिंग एटीट्यूड का एग्जिस्टेंस आप कैसे एक्सप्लेन करोगे, ठीक है। सो आपने देखा यहाँ पे 3 जो क्वेश्चन है उसको हम थोड़ा अगर लिखने की कोशिश करेंगे अलग से, तो पहला क्वेश्चन है एटीट्यूड, और एटीट्यूड क्यों लिख रहा हूं मैं, इस क्वेश्चन में सॉरी, इस क्वेश्चन में 3 क्वेश्चन है। एक, एटीट्यूड फॉर्म कैसे होता है विद रिस्पेक्ट टू सोशल इश्यूज और सोशल, व्हाट वाज द वर्ड दैट दे यूज्ड, सोशल प्रॉब्लम्स आई गेस, हाँ सोशल प्रॉब्लम्स जो है हमारे, कास्ट इज अ सोशल प्रॉब्लम नो, सो सोशल प्रॉब्लम्स। सेकंड, कास्ट के जो कास्ट करके जो सोशल प्रॉब्लम है उसके एटीट्यूड में कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स हैं, वो कौन से हैं, व्हाट। एंड थर्ड क्वेश्चन इज हाउ टू एक्सप्लेन दिस। These are the 3 questions that they have asked. तो पहले सोशल प्रॉब्लम्स का फॉर्मेशन कैसे होता है, तो हमने जो फॉर्मेशन का देता सोशल इन्फ्लुएंस, कल्चर, हिस्ट्री, हिस्टोरिकल, मतलब वो जिसको रूढ़ी, जो ट्रेडिशन, वो सबसे एक एटीट्यूड स्पेशली चाइल्डहुड में बनता है, तो वो सोशल प्रॉब्लम, दैट्स व्हाई सोशल प्रॉब्लम का एक प्रत्येक एटीट्यूड बनता है कि ये ऐसा ऐसा है, कास्ट ऐसे ऐसे दिमाग में बच जाती है। कास्ट एज अ सोशल फॉर्मेशन, उसका जो एटीट्यूड जो बनता है वो क्या है, पॉइंट इज इफ यू सी द क्वेश्चन, दिस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। फर्स्ट थिंग इज टू अंडरस्टैंड कॉन्ट्रास्टिंग एटीट्यूड्स जो है वो क्या क्या है, व्हाट डू यू नोटिस अबाउट द कास्ट सिस्टम इन योर सोसाइटी। कॉन्ट्रास्टिंग एटीट्यूड की, कॉन्ट्रास्टिंग एटीट्यूड क्या है, एक जगह पे वो बोलेंगे कास्ट नहीं है, दूसरी जगह पे शादी करते समय कास्ट को ही देखेंगे, दैट इज कॉल्ड कॉन्ट्रास्टिंग एटीट्यूड्स। एक एग्जांपल है। दूसरा, आपके जो भी सोशल फंक्शंस होंगे उसमें कभी भी देखना उसी कास्ट के लोग ज्यादातर मिलेंगे जिस कास्ट का वो फंक्शन है। जब हम तीसरा, जैसे मेन तो इंटर कास्ट मैरिजेस का है, फिर उसके बाद आप देखेंगे कि कास्ट जो है वो हर जगह, इवन प्राइवेट इंस्टीट्यूशन, मतलब कुछ प्राइवेट संस्थाएं वगैरह, वहां पे रिक्रूटमेंट भी कास्ट देखी जाती है, इसलिए तो परसेंटेज ऑफ दी people from particular caste which are not represented there unless controlled by law, unless mandated by law, वो वहाँ पे नहीं मिलता, स्पेशली दलित वगैरह को, क्योंकि अपॉर्चुनिटीज ही नहीं है, ठीक है। तो वो कॉन्ट्रास्टिंग है। एंड कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन की बात सब करते हैं, आर्टिकल 14 की करते हैं, आर्टिकल 15 की करते हैं, आर्टिकल 17 की करते हैं, लेकिन वैसा कुछ वहाँ पे ये कॉन्ट्रास्टिंग एटीट्यूड्स हैं, ओके। एंड हाउ टू एक्सप्लेन इसलिए है, जो हमने कॉग्निटिव डिसोनेंस की बात की थी, कि जो कन्वीनियंस है उसके पॉजिटिव आउटकम है और उसका कॉन्फॉर्मिटी है, कॉन्फॉर्मिटी ऑल्सो प्लेज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल, बिकॉज सब कोई वही कर रहा है, तो इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू सडनली डू समथिंग। अगर कोई इंटरकास्ट मैरिज कर रहा है बहुत ज्यादा तो सब लोग करने लगेंगे, बट क्योंकि बहुत कम लोग करते हैं तो यू टेंड टू एक्चुअली फॉलो इट, कि नहीं फिर समाज में हमारी नाक कट जाएगी। तो कॉन्फॉर्मिटी प्रिंसिपल जो हमने देखा वो यहाँ पे आ जाएगा। फिर बाद में दूसरा होता है कि ओबीडियंस का जो है, अथॉरिटी बहुत बार कास्ट की बात नहीं करती। जो हमारे अथॉरिटी सोशल इन्फ्लुएंसर्स हैं, बहुत रेयरली वो कास्ट डिस्क्रिमिनेशन या कास्ट एनालिसिस की बात करते हैं। और कास्ट देखना, कोई सेलिब्रिटी कास्ट के बारे में बात करते हुए देखा है आपने? कोई भी क्रिकेटर हो या कोई आज के डेट में सेलिब्रिटी कौन है, क्रिकेटर्स हैं या मूवी स्टार्स हैं जो सब इमीडिएटली फॉरफ्रंट पे आते हैं, या टीवी स्टार्स हैं? नोबडी एक्चुअली कंडेम्स कास्ट। सो वो कहीं ना कहीं कारण है कि लोगों में अभी भी वो चीजें हैं। तो जो एटीट्यूड चेंज के इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स उतने होने चाहिए उतने इफेक्टिवली वो यूज नहीं होते हैं, दैट्स व्हाई द कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन रिमेन्स, दैट्स द आंसर। ओके, हाउ कुड सोशल इन्फ्लुएंस एंड परसुएशन कंट्रीब्यूट टू द सक्सेस ऑफ स्वच्छ भारत अभियान? हमने पूरा का पूरा वही तो डिस्कस किया, स्वच्छ भारत अभियान लेके ही पूरा डिस्कस किया है हमने, ठीक। ओके, तो सोशल इन्फ्लुएंस एंड परसुएशन, टेक्निक्स टू चेंज इन एटीट्यूड, तो ये एज ए टेक्निक्स टू चेंज इन एटीट्यूड यूज होता है। तो सोशल इन्फ्लुएंसेस में हमने क्या क्या देखा, कॉन्फॉर्मिटी, ओबीडियंस वगैरह देखा। परसुएशन में हमने कुछ कुछ चीजें देखी कि वो कौन सा टारगेट एरिया है, कैसे किया जाता है, मेथड्स क्या है, ठीक है। स्वच्छ भारत अभियान का तो पूरा हमने एग्जांपल ही लिया, सो आई थिंक ये ऑलरेडी हमने आंसर कर दिया है, ठीक है। लेट्स गो टू द लास्ट क्वेश्चन फॉर टुडे। Emotional intelligence is the ability to make your own emotion work for you instead of against you. Do you agree with this view? Yes, you agree. So, emotional intelligence का जो भी है हमने देखा था, understand and manage your own emotions. तो एटलीस्ट कम से कम ये तो देखेंगे कि इमोशंस डू नॉट गो अगेंस्ट मी, बिकॉज आई एटलीस्ट नो दैट दिस इज इमोशन एंड इट शुड नॉट गो अगेंस्ट मी। सो इफ नो ईआई इमोशनल गोज अगेंस्ट, ओके, बिकॉज इंटेलिजेंस नहीं होना मतलब आदमी और पर्सन स्टूपिड होना। स्टूपिड इज द वन हु क्रिएट्स प्रॉब्लम्स फॉर oneself or goes harms oneself in long term is somebody who is idiot or stupid, but intelligence होता है तो stupid नहीं होता है। when angry you tend to shout, that destroys relations. Simple example, if EI no damage, Odisha government doctor mother dies continuous, see these are like, see if there is an example in Odisha government during corona a doctor was working continuously because he had a big responsibility and a lot of emergency work was happening, and he came to know that his mother dies, but he continues serving because he keeps his emotions aside, because he knows that if he leaves there will be many more mothers perhaps will die in my absence. So that is emotional intelligence, and that's how it makes it it makes person more ethical. Now personal and professional balance, okay, that we talked about in first question, helps to maintain integrity and morality. Exactly, this is the example here. Concept of स्थित प्रज्ञ, स्थित प्रज्ञ क्या होता है? Now थोड़ा ये इसको एक्सप्लेन करेंगे बिकॉज इसको इट विल हेल्प यू इन गेटिंग बेटर मार्क्स। स्थित प्रज्ञ, स्थित प्रज्ञ, स्थित प्रज्ञ का मतलब क्या होता है? जो ओके, ये संस्कृत वर्ड है जो हमेशा उसको बोलते हैं ना बैलेंस्ड, ओके, और काम एंड पीसफुल एट मिडिल पाथ पे रहता है, ना हियर ना दिस। सो एनीथिंग, इफ देयर इज अ स्थित प्रज्ञ, एनीथिंग हैपेंस टू हिम, वो शेक नहीं होता, मूव नहीं होता, वो डटे रहता है। तो स्थित प्रज्ञ इज अ वेरी गुड एथिकल कंसेप्ट, गीता में भी वो मेंशन है। सो स्थित प्रज्ञ का मतलब होता है somebody who is unmoved by external factors, वो अपने अंडरस्टैंडिंग, अपने रैशनल, अपने कॉन्सेंस के हिसाब से काम करता है, तो उसको स्थित प्रज्ञ बोलते हैं। सो स्थित प्रज्ञ का आप एग्जाम्पल में भी यूज कर सकते हैं और एज अ मैटर ऑफ कॉन्सेप्ट भी लिख सकते हो, आ भी सकता है। सो दिस इज ऑल फ्रॉम माई साइड टूडे, ओके, एंड लेट्स डिस्कस क्वेश्चन को थोड़ा सा हम बात करते हैं। प्रैक्टिस क्वेश्चंस, ऑब्वियसली मैं ज़्यादा एक्सप्लेन तो नहीं करूंगा, बट व्हाट आई एम एक्सपेक्टिंग इज, आई होप दैट यू आर राइटिंग इट, एंड हमने जैसे बोला विल हैव सम इंटरेक्शन ऑन जूम कॉल व्हेनेवर if you have some doubts or specific. See, if one or two people have doubt, they can directly contact us, they can come here if they are in Delhi, meet us, कोई इशू नहीं है। आपके आंसर्स लेके भी आप आ सकते हो, मिल सकते हो, हम उसको टाइम दे के कुछ कुछ आपको इंप्रूवमेंट करने की कोशिश करेंगे, इवेल्यूएट करेंगे। बट बेटर ये है कि आप अगर यहाँ पे हैं तो पर्सनली आके ही इवेल्यूएट करेंगे, तो उधर ही की उधर फीडबैक भी हो जाता है, बिकॉज ऑनलाइन पे अदरवाइज लिख के फीडबैक पहुंचता नहीं है, ठीक। एनीवे, सो ये क्वेश्चन है, व्हाट डू यू अंडरस्टैंड बाय परसुएशन, एक्सप्लेन विद एग्जांपल इट्स सिग्निफिकेंस फॉर एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन। पॉज करके 8 मिनट देके लिख लीजिए। क्वेश्चन 2, आई एम फ्री टू चूज, आई एम रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर माई चॉइसेस, इलैबोरेट द स्टेटमेंट, इलैबोरेट योर अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ द स्टेटमेंट। नाउ ये क्या है, इसी पॉइंट, सिलेबस पॉइंट से निकलता है, परंतु ये कोट फॉर्मेशन में है, तो आई थॉट लेट्स ट्राई. सो ट्राई योर, इट मे साउंड डिफिकल्ट टू यू, बट ट्राई करिए, बाकी नहीं हो तो हम उस पर डिस्कस करेंगे कैसे लिखना है. क्वेश्चन 3, conformity, compliance and obedience are the methods of social influence. Elaborate what do you understand by each one of the three terms. It's a proper technical, जो हमने डिस्कस किया वही लिखना है, पॉज करके लिख दीजिए, ठीक है. सो दिस इज ऑल फ्रॉम माय साइड. थैंक यू वेरी मच एंड होप यू आर राइटिंग योर आंसर्स. थैंक यू.